to Nicole for her sharing.
Yeah, so just a bit background about myself, and I used to work in online medias, and I had my own startup before. So how many of you that actually having your own startup and also planning to have a startup? So can you give raise a hands? That's good. So I mean, compared to I think the last times, I think the ecosystem still not that complete. I think now you have more opportunities. The platform is more complete now. I mean, those days you have the creators, and then now you have the magic, all the sessions that you can go to, and then all the trainings. And like today's like the CTEX, you provide this kind of platform that actually invite all of the homegrown companies actually to share with you guys on our experience on how we grow our business. So as per introductions, actually the company, the Photobook that I joined 2.5 years ago, so which is already established since 2005. So and actually back then the company is more focusing on the pro photographers or the pro users. So it means that those days who wanted to print the photo albums or the wedding albums is those who couples. That's why our customer base will be more on the pro photographers and then weddings, the bridal house, wedding agencies. So only the recent years we start kind of pivoting to a different business model. We start targeting the mass users. So which is actually we think that it will be a kind of like a model that we could scale our business. So when we talk about like startups, we always need to talk about like scalability. So how can we turn a small startups, maybe a teams of maybe a 10 or 20 people, and then you can grow the teams until like now we have 4 offices, including Malaysia, the headquarters, and then we have the office in Canada, Australia, and also the Philippines. Mainly, they are doing the support, which is customer support, the topic today. Why we need to have different offices to house our support team over there. So later I'm going to share with you guys more on that. So currently we have like more than 150 staff worldwide, and in Malaysia we are looking at 130 inclusive of those productions that we have. So that's one of the advantage that we have, because not just only looking at providing the online service or the e-commerce platform only. So because we also have our own productions. So that actually we can control in terms of the quality, the product that we produce, and then make sure that's the best quality that we have before sending it to the customers. So I think, I mean, in the markets or in the industries itself, actually we do have a lot of other players, or I mean, you can call it competitors, competitors, but I don't think that we should treat that as a competitor, because the e-commerce industry actually is so small, and then you're talking about like it's only the maybe one small portion of the entire commerce in the world. So we should support each other. So once more and more people that start buying from the marketplace, and those days will be more on like the group buys, and then now people will have more confidence to transact online. I think that's a drastically change compared to last time, where it will be very difficult to convince someone to transact online. So now I think most of you, I guess, that have purchased something before online. So which is actually is kind of like a shift compared to last time, and also now you have a more complete the ecosystem where you can really like start your own business. So and although the companies are founded in Malaysia, actually we don't really start only in Malaysia. So actually from the start we already think that we should go global. So some of the startup actually will always like try to validate your market locally. So where you need to like have your own the target audience or the customers base locally, validates the model before you go global. But for us, we already know that there's a need, there's a demand in the global. Then straight away we will think that it's a good timings and a good market for us to really go to Canada, to looking at the North America market, because 10 years ago, so we are looking at very little competitions in those areas. Of course, now you are looking at those who know for the books, the industry, you know, Shutterfly's been listed like many years ago, and then they are much bigger than us, and they're always we take this as a kind of a reference. How can we grow our business and then to become like a shutterfly in the US? So, and so to date, we have printed over 2 million books in the 10 years. So looking at, of course, you can't really tell that 2 million means 2 million customers. Because one thing that I like about this business, I would think that we have a lot of loyal customers and also the recurring purchase. I think that will be something very important. When you need to scale, when you need to grow your business, you can't rely on the external traffic that always refer you to the new customers. When you start finding out that your business and you are heavily depends on your new customers to sustain your business, that might not be healthy. Because it means that, I mean, of course, it will depend on the industry as well. But in general, it will tells you that the customer will not come back to you, buy from you again. It means you need to spend a lot more effort and also cost to acquire new customers. That is something that you should always think of. How do you provide the best the service level to your customers, and then of course the product, in order to get them to come back and buy from you again. So, and for Photobooks, why the name is called Photobook? Because it's very obvious. That times you need someone to really to know you. So I mean, just like, for example, just like how many of you that now we call it Pampers? I mean the diapers. So it's the same. The concept applies that I want the people to know that you want to come create a Photobooks, and then the company you should go for is a Photobooks. So of course now we cannot just only offer one single product of Photobooks. So our key concept here is that we want to provide the personalized photo product. What does it mean? It means that anything that we can print with your photo on any material or any things, we will going to launch that in future. Like for example, now those days for the books, now we have a canvas, we have a matte print, and then we have an invitation card, and then we do have, like for example, the notebooks, and then eventually going to launch like the fridge magnet, and then a mug, and then what it calls the handphone, handphone case, all these things that actually you can personalize with your photos with other products as well. So, and this is a kind of the maps. I mean, this is a strong country that currently we operate in. So Southeast Asia, as mentioned. So in terms of the scale, in terms of the product offering, we are one of the largest player in this region. So mainly the 5 countries, main 3 countries: Malaysia, Singapore, and also Philippines. And then the emerging country will be Thailand and also the Indonesia. So, and for, of course, the other part of the world, so Canada and also US, so traditionally is contribute to very strong sales for us, especially when now the ringgit is so weak. So, and that if we just only rely on the domestic demands, that actually it will be kind of trouble for us. I believe that those who really looking at your import from overseas and then to sell domestically, so that will be the suffer the most. So for us, kind of like you have a cushions and then kind of like compensate on in that kind of losses due to the currency exchange. So and also we are very strong in Australia and also New Zealand, and the other part in like UK and also Europe still growing. So I think mainly because of the shipping to those regions, especially in EU, Europe, and also UK, is quite high. Can't really like compete with the locals, the players. If you know that there will be one company called Photobook, that actually is very famous in Europe. In US, Canada, it's called Shutterfly, and Southeast Asia would be Photobook. Okay. So and we do have a lot of orders. Actually, you might not know that actually like Chile. So I mean, this kind of a country you never think that you can sell something to, right? But Chile, there's one customer that actually, I mean, photographer, they have clients that want to print for their couple, the wedding albums. Actually, they actually order from us. And then even like Nigeria, we have a lot of Nigeria orders. At first, we thought that actually it's something, it's not genuine, right? So I mean, we think about like Nigeria or something. Why someone just wanted to pay online and then from the Nigeria? So because of then we verify everything, and this is those days. So and we verify the payments, and I feel that this is genuine orders, and then we just fulfill it, ship it to them, and then they are very happy. And then actually they're very active in like doing their photography business, and then they actually treat us as their supplier. So like every month there have been orders more than 10 books. So from us, just only from that one customers in Nigeria. So that's why what I'm trying to share is that it doesn't matter that whether you are able to fulfill to ship it to other countries. More on like, are you confident with your product? Are you able to reach out to this target groups that you're able to really sell your product to or not? So that's why for the early stage, that will be something that I'm going to share with you, that how the customer support or customer service actually play a very crucial roles, not just only doing support. It's very crucial. The support is not what I'm trying to say is not post-sales support. It's more on the pre-sales support, because not just only relying on the sales team to try to convert customers. We need to rely on the support team to really help to explain that what our products, so the benefits, and that why they can just try us out, and then we can just maybe we can just give them some free samples, and then hopefully they can convert that. That actually for us is done by the support team. So and just share with you that some of the demographics that we have. Again, so I believe we have a lot of similarity with the sometimes.com, the mice, because still like females will be the largest cash cow for us. So because it's not saying that the female buyer will be the decision maker. Sometimes because of the husbands or the partners, actually the male customers, actually they purchase, but very seldom for them to really spend time to really complete 40 pages minimum for the books in a way, or maybe sometimes now it's like a 3 months or 6 months validity for the voucher. But again, so female customers will be a group of the customers that actually would really spend time and also effort to complete it. That's why, like for others, the e-commerce platform, especially the marketplace, like those Zalora, Lazada, they have a lot of very high abandonment rate. Like for example, they just add the cart and after that they don't want to check out. For us, those who really wanted to create a book, there's a genuine customers. If they pay, it means that we need to fulfill. So the expectation for the customer on us is very, very high. So it's not something that I want to like try it out and then just play around, try to create books, and after that I don't want to pay for the books. Because for us, download the software, create the projects, create the book is free. So whenever you need to order, submit the order to us, then maybe you need to pay. So those who really spend time creating the projects and also the books will be most likely our customers. So the process of like getting them to understand how to start the project is very important. Again, so this customer service team or customer support team actually play very crucial roles to really help them to complete the whole project. So, and this is our social media followers. We don't have a very huge crowd yet, but it's a good advice for you guys, because when we started, actually we do have only one account for Twitter, Facebook, and then now we are on the WeChat. So and then it's good for you to start thinking that if you're going global, so and then it's good for you to really separate all this account, because it's a nightmare for you to really handle all the customer issues from different countries at one go. So for the Facebook, it's good for you to be able to target country whenever you do a post, but you can't do the same things in Instagrams or the Twitters or the Pinterest. So it's always good for you to really plan early how you're going to grow your business, and then register your name in those social media. And it's good for you to start early as well. If not, then the name will be taken by other people. So you always need to put some names and then N1, some name and then after that SG, because you don't have a lot of options. Just like a lot of people now already registered for the Facebook page. So so these are details of our product offerings, and then we have like books, and then for the books, and then we have a different different the finishings, and then we have like hard cover, soft cover, and then we do have a lay flat now. So back then it's only like POR just like normal books. So and then for prints we have a canvas, all these things, and then for cards it's more on like the invitation cards and bookmarks and calendar. So and today's actually I brought all the some vouchers for you guys. And then later, the organizer going to give you one, so-called free books. But those who know about us and then you know how the free book works. So for those who don't know, actually, we are sponsoring your book. So it means you get a book for free, but you need to spend effort to create a book, 40 pages. It's a 6x6 soft cover books. And you need to pay for the shippings. Yeah. So, and then, so this is all the partners that we've been working on. So I myself actually doing or in charge of all these partnerships. It means that by looking at like growing your business, you have to think about how you're going to acquire new customers. A few ways for you can achieve that by spending money. Like we call it digital marketing. So like PPCs and you spend on the ad networks and then Facebook ads that could give you traffic, and then it's your effort to really convert those new traffic to a business, so or sales. So and then for us, beside selling internally, so and also we have like a group buy strategy, and then also have the e-store in marketplace. And then that will be the most important channel for us to do the partnerships. So here, partnership means that we do work with the brand with similar the demographic. Like for example, we work with the AirAsia. So because AirAsia talk about travel, and for us, we will provide avenue for them to after travel they can just create a book. So we see that actually is relevant. So when we have a relevant the brands or the partners that can actually support you, so actually there will be a good source for you to really get your new customers. In this way, instead of you spending in PPC, like for example, one keywords maybe like RM1. So and then the conversion, like for example, 10%, right? So means you need to spend RM100 in order to get the 10 leads. Out of these 10 leads, maybe 10% will convert. Means that you need to spend RM100 for one customer, successful customer. So in our case, right? Like for example, if let's say, for example, so if let's say our cost for the book is 79, so which is the voucher they're getting currently. So we are actually investing on the potential customers. So what makes the best the experience when you really give free books to your customer, potential customer, and hoping that in future they're going to buy more from you again by investing on that free books. So this is our strategy that really wanted to maintain, and also we wanted to grow and replicate the same model in other countries as well. So that's why we've been talking to a lot of brands in a different country. So it's not that easy to do it remotely. That's why it's always good that if you're able to set up a local office in those countries, like for example, Indonesia and also Thailand would be good. Because whenever they talk about partnerships, right, they need to see someone. So it's very hard for you to really communicate through emails and then Skype call. Always there will be a delays or never materialize. So it's always good for you to be physically present over there and then talk to them. So and this is kind of like why for the books, and then usually these are all the decks that we send to the partners. So actually I just customize and then just try to talk to you or share with you or what we are doing. So and this is one thing that I wanted to highlight, which is we wanted to deliver our customers and parallels experience in like capturing their precious moment. So this is very, very important because we want to show to our partners that customer is the most important elements in our business. So we not just only like wanted to really just sell them something. So I wanted to sell them the whole experience. This is very different. You're not really only like selling the product, because the product is actually just a medium. But for the customers on our business, it's more on like the customer have their own memories printed out. This is the most important part. So, and just start on this section. So talking about this on the customer service. So this is the company vision missions. So and when we come up with this company vision and missions, right? So we always think about like what we wanted to achieve in this business. So that's why this is all the mission and mission that we wanted to, we decided and also finalized. So, just read it out. So our mission is to be loved as a photo product company that actually touches human hearts all over the world. So not just only Malaysia, it's all over the world. So, and our mission is to love our customers and provide the best experience possible. So that's very important because we always put the customer to the top priority. So, and beside the core value, beside the mission and missions, and we also have the core value. These are our 10 core values, and then we put it the first. So love each other and also the customers. What I mean by love each other, because we are colleagues, and then we don't want to work in the environment that actually that always people in doubt with each other. The colleagues. That's why we need to try to cultivate kind of a good cultures. We try to really love each other. At the same time, we wanted to keep the same attitude for our customer as well. Because customer will be our biggest asset for the company. So moving on. So I think what we have noticed in the past few years. I just put it there as 2 years ago. Like the customer experience are continuously increasing. So like 2 years ago, like more than 50% of the customers actually that the inquiry they're only revolving in terms of the pricing and also how to make the books. So but now it's actually the demands or the inquiries are actually they are looking at all the books quality, the shipping timelines, and also the arrangements that like what kind of arrangement. Like give you an example. Like some of the customers like poor photographers, they wanted to order today and then wanted to deliver the book tomorrow because for them so actually they are traveling the outstations and wanted to bring the books to the client. So are we able to print the books within a day? And to be honest, yes. But if you're looking at number of order shipments a day for us, right? So sometimes it's not that easy to really arrange for every customer if they're going to have this kind of inquiry. Because for us, for the normal days, we're looking at 1,500 to 2,000 shipments every day, all around the world. So, and then based on that kind of amounts, actually, it's not that easy job for us to really to handle all these things. So, and we can arrange for the customers, but sometimes if needed additional premium cost, and then we will communicate with the customer first, and then the customer agree with that, and then actually we will execute and then put it in the top priority, and then print out the book first. Then only we will ship it to that. And then I'm looking at the Canada customers, photographers, and then it might take like 2 or 3 days of shipments. So and we are using the DHL, so and we have a very good rates. So that's why we can really like compete with the local partners actually that charging a domestic rate. So because all the books here in Malaysia all the orders are produced in Malaysia before we ship out to other countries. So and then I like this kind. The quote is that your most unhappy customer are your greatest source of learning. So it's not easy for us to really like going through this 10 years. We learn a lot from the mistakes because the mistake, like for example, we cannot manage expectation. Customer expect you to deliver within a day or two, but you cannot fulfill. How are you going to really communicate and manage your expectation? Very, very important. So that's why all the customer support, customer service skills, soft skills is very important for you to really explain the limitations or whether we can really to satisfy whatever the requirement that they needed. So we are always like looking at something in this the chart. I just wanted to give you the very brief explanation on how we do our business. So it will be 5 pillars, and the first of course is always looking at the marketing. So for the marketings, we invest a lot in terms of the email marketing. So how many of you that think that email marketing is dead or no value to your customers? Anyone? Or how many of you feel that the email marketing is very important to your business? Email marketing. Okay. I think those days a lot of people or marketers are always talking about no one going to open the email anymore. So everyone just treat it as a spam and spam. For example, those who subscribe to the group buy sites, right? You know how serious is that? So like one day you receive like 2 emails, so every day, so and then until you really like click on the unsubscribe button. But sometimes you still keep receiving it out, although you unsubscribe for them. So, but again, so how do you able to send the relevant content to your target customer is the key. So it's not something that you will always like looking at. You have like 10,000 customers, probably you start with 10,000 customers. So it's not cost effective for you to segment them. Like for example, I want to send to like for example the big books, the large image wrap Photobooks to only 10,000 customers. Another 10,000 customers I want to send a different product. Another like 20,000 and send to another product. It doesn't justify the cost or the time for you to really segment if you have a smaller crowd. By looking at currently we are sending out millions of emails like every month, so we have to do that because it will be much more cost effective if you can target them. Like for example, those who open in the past 3 months or those who do not open in the past 6 months, what kind of a content you want to send to them? This is something you need to think about. So why they don't want to open your email? So how do you get them to open your email again? So there's an art or a technique of how you're going to design or craft your emails. So that's very important, like doing the email marketing. Like for the digital marketing, as I mentioned, those like paid like Facebook and the PPCs, and then affiliate marketing. How many of you that using affiliate marketing now? Affiliate marketing as in like you work with maybe like shop bags, like in UK, so there will be a Rico, the kind of a cashback site. Then you, okay. Probably you can just look at that because it's just like you upload your own what it calls the visuals, the banners in one portal, and then someone would like to earn from their traffic or the bloggers or the website owner, they will take your banners and also your ads and put it in their website. So whatever they click, and then it turned out to be a successful customers, and then like for us, we're going to share a certain X amount of percentage with this affiliate. So, and it depends on the industry as well. Sometimes it works well. Like for example, you might see a lot of those are financial blog, like iMoney, like Renit Plus, so they have a lot of blog posts talking about like if comparing different credit cards, right? So that is one type of affiliate marketing. So, and for the social media, as I mentioned, so you guys really need to focus on that. So not just only like posting those are happy things. Sometimes people will turn this into a channel to complain. Like if you go to like a TNs or maybe like a Asia, like even us. So a lot of people would like to send or to post or drop a message on their what it calls the complaints or asking for a status for the audience. So you have to really manage it well because sometimes when we open up a lot of channels and then we are able to communicate to them, it's always hard for us to consolidate. Like for example, one customers, they do a Facebook post. I mean, they send a Facebook message to you. They send the support ticket. They send an SMS to you. And then are you going to reply them in 3 channels? It's very difficult, right? And then it doesn't really help. Because it's always need to find ways how to consolidate all this ticketing. That's why you need sometimes if you're able or you afford to invest in a good CRM systems or the support system, please do that. Because that actually will save a lot of time and also effort. Because you need to consolidate all this kind of a different inquiry, and then you know that actually that they're the same person, they're asking for the same questions, and then you can just need to answer one time instead of 3 times. And of course the SEO, so can't really like avoid from being the best in the top page, right? So and then those who afford, so invest in SEO writings, SEOs, ranking, all this. So I believe that on the market there's a lot of the supplier or provider that actually provide this kind of a service. So and of course I mentioned the partnerships and also the group buy and marketplace. I think for us we have a different strategy and also target. So not saying that when you have your own website, I believe that the sometimes mind will have a different angle. So for us, we will treat the marketplace and also group buy will be the channel for us to acquire new customers. It's a new lead generations. So once we have all these leads, right, so then we will launch our own internal campaigns. So means that we will kind of like undercut this third party, and then we don't need to share on the profit. So and then the next step will be on the website. It's very important for you to have a good UI, user interface, and of course the most important thing is a user experience. I believe that this is not something easy. Even now, we still learn from the patterns and also behavior. We try to really to provide the best user experience. So because UI, it doesn't really help anymore, as in you just only focus on the best UI design if you don't have the best user experience in your whole flow and also the website. So, and of course the content management for your products. For those who run your own the e-commerce platforms, that will be something that you have to really looking at. So how you going to manage all this content and SKU uploads. The same thing that those 11 streets and also the Rakuten, actually you need to spend time on that as well. So when you have a very organized and also systematic way to track all these things, it's very easy for you to launch a new deals or launch a new products, and then without much hassle. If not, then you spend a long time like doing this content management or the SKU management. So and the third actually is only applied to us, which is we have a one kind of intermediary for them to create the books. So where we are looking at the project creations. So on this platform, actually we work with a third party. So and it's not that easy for us to say to add this feature or change a certain features. That's why we always try to work around that actually fit to our customers. So and sometimes we do have a lot of good feedback from our customers, and then we try to communicate with the third party software providers to add in that kind of the features. So, but in general, that's the things that we wanted to provide the best user experience for them to create books. So the fourth, the payments. So the payments, it will be something that of course it's a cost center. So because the payment is just like you need to share or you need to pay for per transaction fee. Like for example, the MoPays and also IPATA and also the PayPal. So that's the cost for you because they are looking at per transactions. So percentage pay, that one it doesn't matter. But if let's say the fixed fee, like for example, like the publish rate, PayPal now still charging like 2 ringgit, right? Still or maybe lower than that. So if like 2 ringgit per transaction, actually for a lot of micro payment transaction, actually is very suffering because it ate up all your margins. So and if possible, whenever they hit a certain threshold, do negotiate with your provider. Don't pay the publish rate. So this is the advice. Whenever they hit a certain volume, or actively talk to your supplier, not just only payment gateways, but of course like those doing the delivery, the shipments, talk to them, negotiate the best price. Actually, you save a lot. Because when you talk about the profit of the company, not just only like depends on how much sales that you can get, also whether you can really improve your cost structure or not. Yep. So and the last part for us will be on the printings and also the delivery. So I think the printings, as I mentioned, we are able to print because it's a digital printer. So those who have a smaller scale of a digital printer, if you need to print a document, just print it out. For us, it's just like a massive printers where we can just produce. We have the capacity to print like 5,000 orders in a day. So we only able. Just currently it's around like 50% to 60%. Those are off peak. But this month and also the next month will be something it's crazy for us because especially on the US and Canada market, because we're talking about the year end, Christmas, especially on the Cyber Month, the Black Friday and also Cyber Monday sales, this is where actually the sales pick up. So and of course we need to really have or apply a very strict QC, the quality control. But sometimes it do happens that actually we miss out certain orders. So what we do is that we will always replace the product. So if they can just take a pictures of the defect or if in the parcels or the package gone missing, so we will just reprint and then we ship it to the customers. So and of course after the deliveries, we do provide a system for them to check with the tracking system where actually the parcel goes. That's why we do have the direct integration with DHL for the international, and then currently for the domestic we're working with the GDEX, and then soon we're going to work with another supplier as well. So I think in Malaysia we have a lot of the choices, Aramex, and then I think Post Laju, and then they have like Skynet. So all this actually you can try to compare. So when you compare, just not just only comparing the rates, because the rates actually they have different tiers, right? Document rate, and then above like 2 kgs, and then you consider a kind of a parcel rate, and at the same time you do like sometimes they will charge a volumetric rate as well. So you have to really understand how this actually, which model actually suit you the best. So don't just simply take whatever the proposal from them and then without negotiations. So you can always negotiate for the best rate. So because you are the customer, I mean to them, you're the client. So you have to demand the best from the supplier. So, and then the common thing is that all these 5 channels or the 5 pillars actually we are looking at actively evolve by the customer support team as well. So, like for example, like we invest a lot in terms of the VRIP systems, where because actually we are able to have a centralized system that with other teams in other country. So, like for example, the Canada teams, the Philippine team, and also the Australia team, they are using the same VRP systems. That actually will make us much easier. So why we have teams in Canada, because we wanted to serve the Canada and also Australia, Canada and also US market. And then because of the different time zone, it's very hard for us to provide the 24/7 kind of the support to our customers. So the Philippines and Malaysia team will be cover the rest of the world, and then Australia team will cover the Australia and also New Zealand. And we do have an instant chat, so sometimes we do not have enough staff to really handle the instant chat. So what we're going to do is those offline, we do provide one feature called offline message, where you can just still drop a message in the instant chat, and then once the agent is free, then actually they will tend to them. So, and it's very useful actually, because when you talk about like how to minimize the ticket, so the best way is to introduce the instant chat. But if you can solve now, solve it now. Don't delay. Don't expect to push everything to, okay, can you submit the inquiry to the ticket system? Don't do that. If you can solve the problem now, solve it now. It will save you a lot of times. Because whenever you need to deal with like all this ticketing, whenever they reply, and then it has to take maybe like a few hours or sometimes over the night, then the client will reply to you or the customer reply to you, and then you reply again. So, and then this actually take maybe like 2 or 3 days if it's a kind of like a not simple problems. Kind of complicated problem might take a week. So then actually you're spending time on that. So whenever you can solve it now, solve it now. So that's why instant chat is very important. So, and but of course in general we still have the support ticketing. So we are using a Kayako, so might not be the best the ticket system, but this is what we have used since back then. So, and then we still find ways of how to integrate with the others the ERP system as well. Because again, so as I mentioned, it's good for you to have the centralized system to track everything. So because whenever that you have a lot of a different system, all the data actually sit in silo. It means that, so if you need to know about whether the customer sent a ticket or not, then you need to log into the ticketing system to check. So, and then you need to know that whether the customer sent you the Facebook message or not, you need to go to Facebook. And then if you need to check on the sales history, then you need to log in another system to check. So, which is a little bit hassle. So it's good for you to really like to consolidate all this data. So, and of course, we are e-commerce. We do not operate a physical store, and then that's why some of the customers actually they're still in doubt that how our books looks like, and then what kind of quality we have. They would prefer to walk in. So, whenever that we provide this kind of the service, actually people tend to always come and to take a look first. So that's why for us, we already decided to try not to encourage walking. So whenever that we have the events, we do have the road shows. We take that the opportunity to actually to tell and educate our customers. That's why instead of like allowing the customer come to our office directly or the productions, the factory directly, we will use another avenue to really educate the customers. Yeah. So, and Yep. So and this is the last slide. So I want to share with you the quote as well. So and a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. So why I will say this because sometimes when you guys have your own startups, you always tend to focus a lot like how can I improve the model, the business model. But again, so it's actually the key is actually very simple. If you can satisfy the customers, right? If you can provide what customer want, that's the successful model. So don't try to think a lot that how you're going to improve all this and that. So because whenever that you can provide what a customer want and customer willing to pay for that, that's it. Okay. So I'll pass it on to Ants. Thanks.
Thank you, Sito. Sito, please remain on stage. I think there are a lot of questions from the floor. Yeah, so we received questions. Anyone? Still need some time to digest? Okay, because, yeah.
Sure.
So I have a question. You've been in e-commerce for so long, and over the years, people will expect e-commerce the cost is supposed to go down because you're going to be able to shop, and what the expectation, their expectation is that we should sell cheaper and cheaper over time. But as we know, things are rising, inflation, etc. It's also going up. So what is the strategy that you have to position the market as a product which is higher?
Sure. So I think this is the general strategy that you need to think of. So you can't really like, for example, the cost of the products is like 10 ringgit. You sell it at 20 because you're just looking at like 100% profit. So you have to really like have a pricing strategy where you actually to cost it. So when the economy is bad, so and then you will affect your cost structures. So you need to have a buffer. So in order to have what it calls less frequent changes in terms of your pricing that you're going to offer. Like today you want to sell 20, but you can't say tomorrow you want to sell 25. So that's why you need to factor in all this and have a constant pricing over the time. And then same goes to the pricing for the shipping as well. You can't say that, for example, your cost a ship for a book is 5 or 6 ringgit. You charge on 5 or 6 ringgit because sometimes when the what it calls the provider charge the surcharge on the petrol price. Like for example, sometimes they charge like 10%, 20%, 30%, depends on the oil price. So you must anticipate all these kind of changes and then you try to give a cushion for yourself to look at what kind of a pricing you're looking at. Of course, you also need to look at the market. So whether they are offering very cheap price. If yes, and then whether it's the same quality. If not, then you can just differentiate yourself. So you offer a better, higher price, but actually a better quality. So it's more on like justifying to your customer whether they're paying for the right products or not, the quality. If they're satisfied with the quality, they're willing to pay for the price, and then pay for the price. But to yourself, you have to really do your own analysis whether you do the right pricing or not. This is more about the pricing strategy. So for us, we try not to change the price very often. So even if we needed to change, it has to be something in minor changes. Because we can't really like actually to have a drastically changes and then actually will piss off our customers.
So which means that in the beginning of you want to market the product, you already put in the contingencies.
Yes. Yeah.
You already cost in. Yeah.
Because but for us, because we are in the industry that we always we price high and then giving a high discount. Because the market is like that. Because we can't really like, okay, today I try to put our retail price or the normal price in a very cheap price and then we give a very lower. For example, like instead of you put normal price is 200 and then you wanted to sell at 100 ringgit. So and then your cost normal price 200 and then your competitor selling at 50 and then you try to compete with them and then by lower down your normal price to 100 and sell 50 means it's only like 50% instead of 75%. So that actually trigger the behavior. So because in our industry, so people will like to buy more whenever they see the higher discounts. It's good and bad. So for us, it means also that it's very hard for us to really like do like reselling programs. Means that you can get a third party to sell for you. because our model is a B2C, so it's direct to the end users. So if we give a discount, so actually the end user actually benefit that. Yeah, so there's a pro and cons. So we try to adjust and then try to provide the incentive to the reseller as well. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Yeah, I have one question here.
Sure.
Yeah, just now you mentioned about your customer relation department, and then you have all this instant message, and then support ticket and
Yes.
all that. So, can you maybe can you share with us how is the structure of your customer service, because you have so many things to handle. So you are like you have like few parties to handle different things, or you have a same person to handle instant message and also the social media.
So we have a kind of like simple segregation. So one teams actually only answer calls. So because calls actually take more time. So another team is actually more on the ticketing and also answering the instant message and also the social media, because more on the texting. So that would be the simple segregation. Of course, in the calls actually we also like do other things as well. Like sometimes when you pass in calls and then you will relate it to the other departments, right? So that probably will be handled by another person as well. Same goes to the chat. So someone is going to only focus mainly 70% of the time only on the ticketing, only 30% of the time on other things. So that will be depends on your team, depends on the expertise, depends on the skill. But in general, it's only at two categories.
So how big is the team at the moment?
So Malaysia's we're looking at 10 plus. So Philippine team also 10 plus, and then Australia team will be handful, so 4 to 5, and then Canada team also 4 to 5.
So
yeah.
Just now you mentioned in Southeast Asia you have Malaysia, Singapore, and then Philippines. And
yes, that will be the main country.
do you have any like branch in Indonesia, Thailand?
So we don't, but we are planning to, because as I mentioned, the reason why we need to set up a branch office or the local entity in those countries, because there's some restrictions for you to do a business activity over there. So if you, let's say, wanted to do, like for example, currently our model, so you can order online and then we will print in Malaysia and ship it to those countries. And then if you wanted to like hiring someone to do the support, and then you wanted to do the transfer pricing, means like the local entity will just it will order from the headquarters Malaysia, and then they will sell to their local customers. That we call it a transfer pricing. Then you need a local entity. So because of the structures, and then that will be an option for you. So for us, we're also looking at like we wanted to target more customer in those countries like Thailand and also Indonesia. I mean the only alternative or the only way for us to do business currently now in those countries is by by offering credit cards, which is PayPal. So that's the limitations. Of course, Indonesia PayPal they don't offer in IDR, so in the rupiah. That's why sometimes it will be also a bit difficult for the customer to pay in USD. That's the feedback. So for us, we work with another third party. We work with Global Payments and also the HBC to set up a credit card system where they're able to transact in IDR, the local currency. So that's another thing that you need to consider. So whenever you need to go to other countries, so whether you are able to provide the relevant content, which is a localized language. For us, it's still in English. So, but in our plan, we need to do the translation. Whenever you go for this kind of countries, right, you need to really go for localizations. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions from the floor?
Yeah. So I'm here. So just ask any questions. Those customers, I mean, of course, customer support issue will be later.
Okay. Or maybe do you have any other questions for the both speakers, to Nico and to Sito in general? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that you guys have a lot of questions, so just try and ask, and then because this is only the chances for us to really do some interactions. So, and I'm actually lucky that to join this company that actually is quite established, and then we gone through the process of like you guys probably just started. So, and then whatever problems, whatever things that you feel that you wanted to ask, and then probably it will give you some good direction, not just solution, because we can't really provide solution to you guys because it's different industry. So what we can provide is that advice and also the direction to the right answers.
Yeah. Any other? Yes.
So you mentioned about every month you send out millions of email out.
Yes, a month.
How you get this data?
So for us, we actually, because it's already 10 years. So back then, I think the teams are doing a very good job because before I joined. So, and then they do a lot of the group buy in almost all the active countries. And for example, we have a group buy deals in Canada and US. That actually like in a deals, right, they're looking at 10,000 orders. So where can you get 10,000 customers in a short like 2 weeks time? So that's the way how we started our business, like having our deals in a group buy site. So same goes to other countries as well. So we started doing that. So turn that into your leads means you start launching your internal programs. So it means that you kind of like no need to target the same customer again in group buy. But some customers actually they always buy from the group buy because they feel that it will be the best deal for them. So but some actually they wanted to explore more products. Actually they will buy more from us directly without buying from the group buy side. That's how we started.
So they started to collect data since years ago through group buy. So it's like creating the database, creating the customer base is their first step to expand. So okay, any other questions? Like,
Yes.
gentlemen?
Can you share with us what is the newsletter system you are using?
We are using Responses. Responses is recently acquired by Oracle. It's a bit, Responses is an Australian-based company. So a little bit pricey, but it's a very good system. So how this system works is that, for you guys, maybe you know MailChimp more. Like MailChimp, yeah. So MailChimp will be something similar, providing a similar the services. So the system, this kind of the email marketing system is good for you to create programs. Program is just like a loop. For example, like today's you want a customer to those who first landed on your front page. First thing, all the e-commerce site will have the same things, right? So pop up. Would you want to sign up? So when you sign up, you get something. So that's the things that you need to create the mechanics. Mechanics is if you sign up and then you get something back. So like get a free books by signing up. So once you sign up, right? So what next? So the system will create programs. Okay, once you sign up from the front page, it will send you automatically, you will send an automated email with the free book code, and then with all the links to other products as well. So once we have a database, we will send a regular newsletter. So like for example, we have two campaigns. One is we send it's more on the theme base. Like for example, now is year-end Christmas. We will send more relevant to that. So and then another one is a prepaid. Prepaid means that you can buy first and then pay later. So it's a kind of a different strategy we are doing. So and then we in general we're sending 2 emails to those customers, everyone, but with targeted content. And then we have to see that whether the customers are opened in the past 6 months. If yes, then probably it will be the potential customer to convert again. To buy from us again. If they have not opened the email in the past 6 months, right? Why should we spend money to send the email to them again? Because most likely this kind of this customer will not interested to open your email anymore. But of course, there will be another strategy for us. We call it a re-engagement strategy. So those who will not open the email for the past 6 months, we're going to send them bigger books instead of the smaller books, right? So we send the bigger books. We see whether they will open the email or not. If yes, then there will probably be a chance for us to save those the customer, reactivate them again. So this is all the strategy that you have to think that it's not just only apply for the email, you also apply for your customer in general. How are you going to re-engage and also reactivate your customers? That's very important. So not just only looking at the new customer acquisition, but also looking at how you able to create a loyalty for your customers. Because that actually will support your whole business.
Thank you for the tips. I think if there's no any other questions, today's session we shall end here. So before that, maybe we just give a round of applause to our both speakers.
Thank you.